Go!
Aye, oh, let's go! Aye, oh, let's go! Aye, oh, let's go! Aye, oh, let's go!
Down there, 5.5 over time, and then we turn. So you keeping that nice core strength in there. So you come in one, and then the next one, and the next one. That's it, slow, keep it tight. Come on. Take it easy. Stay close to the wall, close as you can.
Yes.
Oh, that's a cheap move, I reckon.
What's your name?
Gus, how you doing?
Good. How long have you trained here, Gus?
Don't like to say, maybe about a year, but I've been off and on.
What's your favourite thing about the box?
It's casualness.
Casualness.
Yeah, it's not like a gym where you just have to turn up and you don't know what you're doing. So you can come here and you almost don't know what you're doing, but there's a structure. It's really good because there's always something every day, and I don't know. It fits me. It really does.
What flavour do you have there, Gus?
Cranberry and blueberry.
How is it?
Really good, actually. Really good.
What press? Sorry to interrupt, Barney. What's your press, Bex?
Good shit.
Okay, that didn't feel piddly.
It's one level scoop for each. Cheers.
Oh, I can feel myself getting stronger already. My muscles are growing. Okay, they're like, oh, look, we're doing 20. So they gave me this 20 metre roll.
What are you drinking, Bex?
Icon Nutrition.
Amino Performance.
Amino Performance.
How does it taste?
Tastes very nice. Very sweet and fruity. Very refreshing.
Yo, what's up, Solent Series? Yes, it's me, Duncan, David on camera, Bex, and we're here with Barney at CrossFit Connect at our box tour with Icon Nutrition. So first day, we just wanted to sort of come down. Barney, thanks so much for being around and letting us pop by.
No worries, more than welcome.
So CrossFit Connect, we are in Brighton, and how long has the box been here?
We've been in this unit now for just over 2 years, but we've been a Connect box down in Brighton for about 5 years now.
Oh, fantastic. And how many of you are involved in the box in regards to sort of setting up? Are you from the beginning?
My better half, Holly, she's co-owner with David, and then myself and two other coaches full-time in the box. Then we've got a couple of helpers as well.
Oh, fantastic.
A few interns.
No,
bits
sure,
like that,
yeah. So the biggest thing is sort of what we wanted to try and sort of achieve is sort of this sort of tour is get a chance to sort of see inside other boxes and see what sort of things people are doing and any ideas and stuff. So you got like what unique stuff like specialized classes and stuff like that you have at your box?
Well, yeah, we offer quite a lot now as we've kind of grown and developed outside of just the normal WOD classes. We've got dedicated gymnastics classes, dedicated barbell class, dedicated Olympic lifting class, dedicated mobility classes. We did have a kind of CrossFit defense class as well, which we're reworking. We're going to be relaunching that in the kind of summer months. And so, yeah, we try and put on as much as we can to give our members as big a variety as possible. You know, I mean, specialization is for insects, and we try and give everybody a big broad, because you don't always get everything in just a WOD class. There's so much more to learn. So we try and get everyone to have an expansion of everything. So
cool, fantastic. So We're here with sort of Icon Nutrition, which is the sponsor, and do you sort of, is that part of like the nutrition side of things? Do you do any like nutrition classes?
Yeah,
with
we
yourself?
have. We run challenges like most people do, but we're looking at reworking that and kind of making it on more of a one-to-one basis. We've always promoted a kind of paleo diet to a degree, but I think that's good as a base foundation. But depending on where people want to go with their fitness and their health and what they want to do with it, we then tailor it to specific needs. And we're looking at kind of growing that as a new element of our business to make it more specific for each person. And with part of that, we involve protein powders and, kind of supplements and bits like that. I think they have their place in all forms of training. I think some of it's you don't need, and some of it you do need, and there's a lot of junk out there that you just need to filter through. And luckily, we have a good brand like Icon, which I'm actually just getting on board with now because I'm going to be doing recipes and cooking bits for them.
Yeah, right.
So because that's my background is as a chef. Used to run kitchens in 5-star hotels and bits like that, and got a few AA rosettes along the way, and then got roped into fitness by my better half. So
brilliant. Max is just going to ask a few questions about sort of the Open, and have you done any special things for the Open and stuff? So
we opened.
How have your box got on with the Open?
I think we had a really good turnout this year. We put on a dedicated class for it, so every Sunday it was always going to be an open day, but we had like a specific class at 12 o'clock which we added to the timetable that was to be judged, and kind of everyone came in. And so everyone would judge each other, and everyone would kind of wait for their turn to get judged. And it created a really nice atmosphere, and it got people behind it. And I think this year, with the addition of the scaled versions, there was a lot more uptake within the box. I wouldn't say that many people in SRE signed up online. I think we probably still had the same number of people sign up online, but definitely within the box, more members got involved in it and felt that it was more accessible to them. So that was a really good atmosphere down here for that.
Oh, great. So did you have anything like the Friday Night Lights or
no,
any sort of kind of
I don't think the last few years I stayed up. I used to stay up and watch because it was always it used to come out earlier, so it always used to be on my morning shift. That be the first Open workout, so I'd stay up and watch it, and then they shifted it, and now it's like, no, I'd rather sleep, and I'll just wait till I see Facebook in the morning and see it plastered over everywhere with people moaning. Yeah, and I think a lot of people moaning about the Open this year.
Did you find that people got quite competitive with it, and as in the box? Or?
I think there was a lot of sneaky competitiveness going on. There's not quite too blatant and open in your face, but there was. We dedicated one of our whiteboards as just an Open to list everybody's scores, and there was a lot of kind of checking the scores before people did workouts, and then people actually having another go to kind of beat just by one rep beat somebody else's score. So
did you have anyone that particularly made a big jump from last year? Or?
I think a lot of people did, in all fairness, with weights, and especially with the repeated workout. We had people last year that didn't get any pull-ups. And this year they went from getting kind of 10 reps straight into getting 30 reps, and so that's really good. I love the fact that they always repeat one workout. It doesn't matter what it is, but it's really nice because then you get to see, how you've done. Because we always say people to write down their workouts but then technically we always say it's going to be random. So you have to repeat something every now and then, so it gives people that they can see how they've done and see that retest go through.
Okay, great.
Well, thanks very much, Barney, for letting us drop by, and all the best, and good luck for the rest.
No worries. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your fun driving around.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, Barney. Yeah, cheers. There we go. Solent Series number 1. Solent Series number 1. CrossFit Connect down in Brighton. Next stop, London.
Booyah!
Yo, what's up, Solent Series? It's me, Duncan, David on camera, and if you don't know this face already, Jack Hennigan. What's up, buddy?
Good, thanks. How you doing?
All right, man. Thanks for letting us drop by for Solent Series on our tour around some of the South boxes.
No problem.
So, yeah, I'm sure we just wanted to sort of catch up. We obviously watched you guys. You just judged. You don't judge regularly, do you?
No, I hate judging. I do not envy anyone that has to do that. It's horrible.
We just witnessed Nick and Gwen doing the Battle of
Gods
yeah. Qualifier. All right, so guys, if you're going to check Nick and Gwen doing the qualifiers. Hopefully they qualify for Battle of Gods. So yes, what's happening? New box coming up.
Yeah, new box. Hopefully picking up the keys on Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're down there tomorrow just to do some final checks. So that place is going to be opening middle of May.
Okay.
That's down in Farnham.
And what's it been like? Obviously running into and then opening. How's it been?
So far, it's been pretty good because it's not that time consuming in terms of going through paperwork and doing all that sort of stuff. Probably the hardest thing is finding a place.
Right.
We've been looking in Farnham for nearly 3 years, so it's taken a long time to get somewhere. But now that we've found it, planning and everything, so yeah, it's starting to go ahead nice. It'll be when the building work starts, and then when we're starting to take on members, it'll probably be a bit stretched. So I'll just be up and down a lot between the two.
And Farnham, what was the draw there in regards to
it's where I'm from.
Okay.
So I lived there since I was 14 until I moved up here to open the gym. So I knew that it would always be a good place to have a box because it's quite a community-based town. There's good links. There's a lot of people that commute in and out of London. We actually have a few of our old members that are now living there. So I know there's CrossFit-minded people that are going to be down there and stuff. So we always knew we'd wanted to get a place there, and it's just taken a long time to get somewhere.
And what's the size of the box of the unit you've got?
So it's 7,000 square foot.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
it's a 5,000 square foot CrossFit gym with a watt bike studio and a yoga studio as well. So
wow, exciting,
be
man.
tagged on. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Cool. So you're just basically going to sort of take all, so obviously you've got members here. Is it, I always sort of obviously have running a box as well. My ideas of having a second box, are you going to have completely separate systems? Are you going to allow people to sort of trial in different way? How is it?
So there'll be pretty much the same systems in terms of how everything works, classes. Obviously there's a slight twist because we'll have a watt bike studio and a yoga studio as well. And then we'll do a lot of cross stuff where we'll have members coming up and going down to other boxes for events, competitions and stuff like that. But they'll be largely run as like two separate gyms. So it'll have its own head coaches that treat it kind of as their own box.
Cool.
They'll run a lot of the programming with me, and they'll do all the day-to-day coaching and stuff, and we'll just use our business systems across both. So the stuff that we've managed to get to here over 4 years of making a lot of mistakes and redoing stuff and changing stuff, we've now managed to iron out the kinks so we can just start fresh there. So it should probably be, it's going to be easier starting up that place in comparison to here because we've obviously made all the mistakes.
Exactly, and that's what I've always looked at. Obviously, running a box, you make mistakes along the way, and you can, and that's another thing why we're doing this tour. I think a lot of people want to see how other places work, and just a sort of like a snippet of what boxes are like across the UK. And so we've got the box, the new box starting, and I think everyone else is all like sort of know you for is organising the competitions. Yeah. So you've got, how long have you been doing that, and what started that all off, really?
So we've been doing it. The first ever qualifiers we ran, which were for the London Throwdown, ran in November in 2011.
Brunel.
So yeah, Brunel. So we'd only been open here from the July.
Wow.
And when we were opening here, Tom Bold got in contact just to say hi. He was the closest gym at the time. So we got chatting, and we already had, as soon as we met, we started talking about different ideas that we had for boxes and that sort of stuff. And then I can't remember what other competition I'd seen. I'd been to regionals when it was in Bolton outside. And even regionals back then was like 200 people.
Sure.
It was raining. I got pulled out of the crowd to judge an event. Like, it was, compared to what it is now, it was just nuts.
Right.
And I said to Tom, I was like, I think we could organise a competition. It'll be pretty good. And I remember I went round to his office, and we had like one scrap of paper. It was an A4 piece of paper. And we were like, well, maybe we'll get 500 people that'll do a qualifier. We'll have about 400 people show up, maybe have like a few vendors. And we literally planned like this whole event out on this scrap of paper. and Sarah had come with us as well.
Yeah, Sarah Cahill.
Sarah Cahill, and
yeah.
she was there, and it was kind of, me and Tom had like a lot of elaborate ideas about a competition, and then we were like, well, we actually need someone that's going to do all the, like, be able to do the admin part of it and actually put our ideas in. And we both kind of just turned around, and Sarah was like, well, all right, that's obviously going to be me that's going to end up doing that. So that's how Sarah got involved.
Yeah.
And then we built the website on the way back from, I don't know if you went to it, there was like this Reebok CrossFit meeting up at Stockport, and Tom was building the website in the car on the way home.
Brilliant.
And he was like, he'd like lean forward and be like, this? And I was like, yeah,
that's
sure.
good, let's
I
go,
had
go
no
live.
idea. And we just literally was like, right, live. And I remember we hit live at like 11:30. We coached the lunchtime class, and then I came back to my emails, and at the time, because we had no idea what we were doing, all the emails were linked to my gym emails. And I was like, whoa, it's 200 emails in an hour, that's weird. And I clicked on it, and it was all these registrations. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, people are registering. And then it was like registering from Greece, registering from like, right. And I was like, oh, there's people all over. So I'm like calling Tom. I was like, we did not think this through. Loads of people entering, and then it was like trying to just stay above water for the whole thing. And no one really knew at the time. There wasn't really that many big competitions, so I don't think anyone had an idea of what it was going to be. Even like, I was home at Christmas, and I basically just walked through the door and passed out. And I was trying to explain it to my parents, and they had envisioned like what a competition would be like in the gym. They're like, I don't know why you're this stressed, it can't be that bad. And then when everyone walked into Brunel, and they were like, oh,
now
you're trying to make it big. So yeah, we did that first year, got away with it like just with the three of us, and then we did another year at Brunel, and it like doubled in everything we did. So the amount of people that entered the qualifiers, the amount of people that came to spectate, the amount of vendors we had, and then so we knew we had to move, and we moved to Copperbox, which obviously had its flaws. Literally had its flaws.
Excuse
but you can keep that, don't worry. But it was still like, it still kind of launched us onto, people then knew kind of about us a lot more, and we started to draw in a lot of athletes that maybe wouldn't have come before. And then we were there, managed to scrape things together again to do tag this year. And this was probably the first year where we've walked away from an event and had the least amount of regrets. So normally after every competition, within,
you could have done something better,
we spend like a day going, that's it, never again, like we're done. And then the next day we were like, well, if we did it again, we'd probably try and do this or that. And that's how it kind of always starts. But we left tag, and we were like, actually that was pretty solid. The only thing we would have changed is I made a mistake on the programming at the end, where I didn't really realize how fried people's grips were going to be. And we'd had to make it legless rope climbs because the rig wasn't high enough. So it was coming up with all these sort of things, and those are just things that we didn't like take into account really. But yeah, so we finished tag, and we knew pretty much we were going to do some other competitions this year. So we decided to do the British Championships.
So because you've just released, obviously fast forwarding, 4 years. You've now got your 3 during the year now, right? Yeah,
so we've got British Championships in July, and then Super Team Cup in October.
Is that now? We were just mentioning, we were talking about the Super Team Cup in a thing. Is that because you felt like that was a sort of a gap in your sort of community? Is that something you wanted to do before?
We did teams the first year we ever did the throwdown, and it was really popular. And when we announced the second year we were going to individual, a lot of people, they didn't complain, but they were pretty gutted that there wasn't a team aspect. But what we wanted to create then was like, we knew we could create either a really good individual comp or a really good team competition, but we didn't have the resources to run both. So we went with individual, which we've kept, but we've always wanted to come back to being able to do a team event. And it's just taken us a while. We found the venue, which we actually wanted for the first ever competition. It's just taken us 4 years to get into the venue.
And that is
the Lee Valley Athletic Centre. So it's an indoor track with seating, and an area inside the track where we put up the rig, and then it's got an outdoor 400-meter track. It's got a 600-meter bark trail run, so it's really cool. We've got food vendors coming in, like hopefully the guys coming over from the French Throwdown that did the catering there, they're going to be over. So we're trying to create, with the British Championships, it's more of a festival feel than just a competition. So what we have noticed over the last few years is ultimately like just coming to watch a competition. Especially if your athlete gets knocked out or you only have one athlete, there's a lot of downtime.
Exactly.
And
you're trying to create more of a sort of spectator
like
feeling.
ultimately, you're watching exercise for 2 days. So what we needed is to create something else. So we've got, again, Fastra putting on spectator workouts. There's hopefully we're going to have companies down like running yoga classes, some people doing talks, clinics.
Sure.
So that if you're not watching,
and
your
to be
athlete,
honest,
there's a lot of
I
stuff
went
to
to
do.
the games last year, and it was exactly that. We had you obviously the downtime between. You could go and see a seminar, or you could go and see, and I think that's great that you've actually thought about that and thought about running a competition like that, because it is really important for you're getting people who travel quite far to come and support their athletes from a box. And if they do get knocked out, for example, then yes, it is time to fill, and I think that's fantastic that people are like, and
there are just so many competitions now as well. When we did the first one, it was like regionals and us. I think the Nordic one maybe came next, but we got a lot of people that came to our events because if you didn't go to regionals, this was the only other time to come, whereas now it's every month there's like another competition. So we wanted to do something that made us slightly more unique, so we've added that in.
Brilliant, man.
So
can we get obviously the British champs?
Yep.
Would you be willing to give us any sneak preview? I know the qualifiers are coming up. Anything like an exclusive for the people that are being like,
I'll just give you the first workout. No, so the workouts are written. The standards videos are being edited as we speak, so they should be done in the next couple of days. They should be really cool. We've got a guy who did the Battle of London ones, he's called Ninja Shoe Productions, and he does some like really cool stuff. So they're going to be out soon.
Check that, David. Make sure you write that name down.
The qualifiers are
there's 3, right?
3, right? 1 a week. We've gone back to the normal format because we had a lot of what is like typically called like leaderboarding.
Sure.
So it's hard to create an atmosphere where everyone does the workouts and then waits until 5 minutes before the deadline after 3 weeks. And then you're like, could have just gone a minute faster or whatever over those 3 workouts that have been in. So we went back to the original one, create a bit of buzz every week, and to also stop people just repeating workouts over and over and over again. If we had it our way, we'd do 3 qualifiers 1 weekend, done. Because it really should be a measure of that one snapshot of fitness versus just getting better and better at the same workout.
I've been trying to get over my old-fashioned way of thinking and trying to move with the times. Because when I do a qualifier, it's one and done. But it's like the way things have changed now and the goalposts have moved. It's like people repeating workouts. Back in the day, it was just like one and done and move.
Yeah, I mean, like I know there's people down here. An athlete was down here not that long ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll do the workout once on a Friday." Game it, go really hard, see what it's like, and then I come in on a Monday. And I always wonder how beneficial that really is. Like, obviously you get better tactically, but really, like if you just said like you've got one shot at this, go for it now. That's to me is like a better test of what we're trying to do. So hopefully with this format, there's not going to be people just hitting it every single day. And we have a scaled option. So like the way the Open did, if you wanted to RX week 1, scale week 2, RX week 3, you can. And you would just rank as say you won out of everyone that did scaled, you would rank 1 below the lowest RX person.
Okay.
So that's
same
framework. But even with the workouts, we've predicted that we're going to get about 90% of the people doing them RX. They're still testing all the different domains and stuff, but we've done it in a way that gives everyone like a good workout still. So we didn't want to have that divide of almost 2 completely separate workouts. We wanted the person who finishes in 1,300 place to look at and be able to compare themselves to the person who finished first. Versus like, well, how is this comparable? Because I was doing a completely different workout. So I can't. I'm not going to give you what they are, but I'll say that everyone can have like a good crack at them, and no one will walk away from them and think they didn't get a good workout over the 3 weeks. So
okay, cool. All right. Well, I tried, guys. I tried to get a little bit of a snippet from our man Jack, but thanks so much for letting us drop by, Jack.
No
it's
problem.
Been fantastic, and we'll be in touch, and hope to be sort of getting you on camera more and sort of get an idea of what you're doing, and every time you sort of want to sort of have a chat, let's go for it.
Are you going to be at the British Champs?
I am. I'm going to, hopefully, if I can qualify, if I stay fit,
So if you qualify, who's going to be in front of the camera?
We've got a couple of people. Becky,
you're
I know you're
competing
competing as well. So maybe we'll get our man David to do it.
In
All
front
right.
and behind. There you go.
Jack, thank you so much,
Cheers,
man.
no worries.
Thanks,
Thanks.
buddy.
Bye. 14, 15, 9, 10. On the box. 10, done. 51, 52, 53. Time.
That's what I say, nutritious and delicious.
Post one.
No, post will work out perfect. You're getting even better.
How's the back loads bar, Jack?
It's actually really good.
What flavour is it?
This one is the dark chocolate chip. I didn't actually have high hopes because normally oat bars are rank, the gluten-free ones, but these are really good.
Oh, they are. Tasted the chocolate ones even nice.
Yeah, got to be another one of these going down. Whilst we're on. Good.
We are in CrossFit Oxford Originals.
CrossFit Blockhouse with Spencer and Jamie.